For today's video, we have a team update, and it'll probably be the final team update before the last one, which will be the week leading up to round one. So that should be good. And yeah, we'll just go through my team. I just want to give a quick shout out to our Discord. I think we have about nearly 1,000 members, and 1.8 million messages have been posted on there. So it's pretty active, especially now. It's really picking up with live game discussion. Everyone's sharing their teams and stuff like that, so I encourage users to join. So we have a lot of fun there. So very lightly moderated place, so yeah, lots of fun. But yeah, we'll get straight into the team. The link is in the description for that as well. So the defense is looking pretty similar. We have a new addition, and that is Caleb Daniel. But I think first we'll start with Lloyd. Lloyd's had a minor injury in the preseason. Sounds very minor, and minor sprain or something behind his knee. Doesn't sound serious, but we'll monitor Jake Lloyd for now, but not too worried. Rory Laird, playing midfield this year. I thought he was a lock for top 2, but I think now that we see all these defenders scoring so many points and he's playing midfield, he might not be a lock for top 2, but be around the mark. So still, I really like Laird, what he can do in the midfield, so very happy with that selection. And the defensive mid, we might be able to throw him in the mids later. And given the way defenders are going, again, we don't really know yet, but we could end up with Laird in the midfield and then run another 6 defenders. So not saying that will happen, but it could. So I think it's viable. But anyway, Caleb Daniel. So I did read the report on the Dogs game where they lost to Hawthorn in the trial game, which is pretty bad, but it's only a trial game, so that's okay. And yeah, apparently Daniel was everywhere, and with the new rules, the good kickers are getting the ball a lot more, it seems, and Daniel is that guy. So Caleb Daniel is in for me. I think they said that Caleb Daniel was one of the best on the ground, so just shows that he's continuing his form. So yeah, excited for that pick. And Jaden Short, after tonight, so he scored like 170. I've had him in my past 2 team reveals, but he's kind of been in and out, just haven't been sure. I just wanted to see him because I hadn't seen anything of him pretty much this season. And yeah, his ownership's going to go through the roof. So had a really good finish last year. I think he scored 170 in the grand final, so pretty much has a 2-game average of 170. Yeah, like what he can do, and with no Hooley's pretty much cooked. He's had a calf injury for 5 months basically, so not expecting to see a whole lot of Hooley this year, and a bit of value there as well. So I like the Jaden Short pick. Feel bad for Enno in our Discord, who's been calling himself Jadeno for the past year because Short's his favourite player, but should be a really good pick. So yeah, he's been on him for years, but yeah, been telling us that he's this good for years pretty much. So, and yeah, Luke McDonald's an interesting one. We haven't really seen enough of him yet, but his form last year, and I think the North defense is going to be under the pump, and it's a lot of inexperience back there. So I think McDonald, they really need him back there. So see how he goes. He can score pretty well. And I also have Hayden Young here. So I'm thinking Hayden Young, excellent kick. Maybe Fremantle want to use exit out of defense through Hayden Young a lot because he's such a fantastic kick. Maybe a top 10 kick in the league. We'll see. Haven't seen a lot of him, but through the draft was an outstanding kick. Can take intercepts as well. So really good Supercoach friendly role for Hayden Young. Full preseason. Not sure it's full preseason, but full this year, as far as I know. So interesting. A little bit expensive. Ideally, we go a base rookie or a premium here, but just structure and lack of base rookies that we have, not really sure. So Hayden Young's here for the time being, but definitely want to watch him play this week. And on the bench, Highmore seems a chance, but we're not sure. And Kaczynski's not going to score anything. He's 200cm player named forward pocket, so yeah. Hawthorn have a bit of a deficit of key position players, a few injuries it seems. So keep an eye on Cozzy. I don't think he's going to score anything, but I have a feeling we might actually not get anyone else. So hopefully we get Will Gould. Bianco didn't do himself any favours. I don't think Bianco even played today. I'm not sure. If he did, it would have been barely anything. So defensive rookies are looking pretty horrible right now. I think Jordan Bunce will play, but he's not going to score enough. I think he can score a bit, but given he's going to play key defence for 170k, I don't really like that at all. I think that seems like a waste of money. But yeah, that's the defence. And in the midfield, Jack Steele played well in his Amy game. I think he's my favourite player for this year, with all the weird things happening at the Dogs. So I love Jack Steele, and yeah, every time Jack Steele plays on someone, his opponent generally plays really bad. So I think he's the best midfielder in the league. That's my view. A lot of people disagree, but I love Jack Steele. Clayton Oliver is pretty much a staple, I think. Not much can go wrong here, and yeah, just unbelievable Supercoach scorer, durability. Petrarca is a new addition. Yeah, just watching Petrarca in the Amy series, him and Oliver pretty much ran the whole show that game. So I think they got up. They beat Richmond, I think, but yeah, only a trial game. But they are just phenomenal players, phenomenal durability, and see how Petrarca goes running at quarters, but he passed the eye test with flying colours. He looked unbelievable. Drifted forward a bit, so obviously you want him more in the midfield, but yeah, I still think he needs to play a little bit forward. With their forward options right now pretty decimated, but I think that's the balance they like with Petrarca. I don't know, 65-35 forward mid, roughly. I don't know, maybe 70-30. But yeah, big fan of Petrarca and can't wait to see him play this year. Also still have Zach Merritt. So I was reading the other day that I didn't actually realise he played more inside in the second half of the year than outside, and his scoring was better. So I like Zach Merritt, durable, contract year. I don't know if that helps or not. I guess he's always been a professional anyway, so see how he goes there. But yeah, I really like Zach Merritt. And these guys, they're just so... Steele's had a few minor injuries, but play most games pretty much every year, especially Petrarca, Merritt, Oliver. Steele plays a 20 plus generally, but yeah, durable and feels like they're really low risk. Not playing games in the midfield. I've taken Cripps out because he looked terrible. It's not going to cut it. So yeah, see how Cripps goes. Could hurt me, but I actually don't believe in Cripps as a pick this year anymore. But yeah, and then the rest of the players, I'm considering the Green Machine at M5, but I want to see it, and it just seems a bit of a stretch for a 350k player to average 95 plus in his second year. But because he's the most gifted stoppage player we've seen come through the draft, we'll give him a chance to see how it goes in Amy. Definitely passed the test in his first trial game. So we'll see how, keep an eye on Tom Green. Rookies, I think most of these, Power plays, hopefully Eli Smith plays. Sandberry, I think is a really good chance to play, already ahead of Haitley. And yeah, Downey will play, Gordon will play, and Brockman's not going to score anything. I think he's a low accumulator, so it's going to be not ideal to have him there. But it's just a matter of if we get a better option, we'll get one. But right now, he's named on field for Hawthorn, and reading on the Hawthorn Big 40 board, they're all singing his praises. They rate him pretty highly, so that's good to hear. But again, him and Kozitsky, they're not going to score much, and they are definitely not on-field options. So onto the forward line and the rucks. Gawn and Grundy, yeah, need to say no more. Flynn at R3 should be fine. Good job security for the time being. Might need a spell, but seems to be that like their number one ruck. And then the forward line, I have Dustin Martin. Personally, I don't want to pick Dustin Martin at all. I think he's a waste of money, but I'm not quite sure who else. There's a lot of question marks over a lot of players. Maybe this Amy series will answer a few more. I know DeGoey did really good in his game, played a fair bit midfield. Taylor Adams said he's going to be predominantly a midfielder this year. Still play a bit forward, but mostly midfield. He's too injury prone for me though, so and he has a court case, so going to ignore that for the time being. Cordwell I'm interested in because he's very cheap and he's probably a starting centre bounce player it seems. So keep an eye on Cordwell, but is very young and not a high accumulator. Can win the pill, but not like a not a 30 or 25 possession guy. Seems like a high teens, low 20s sort of player at this stage, but we'll keep an eye on him. And yeah, the rookies I think are fine. So Danaher, MP, fine. I think Chandler will play for Melbourne, but keep an eye on him. Kicked a few goals in the practice match. Rowe will play. I think you have to play Waterman based on his form, so that'd be great if we get him. Harry Jones is not going to score much, but I think his drop security is rock solid and might be a slow burn, but like the look of him, seen him do a few good things. And then Comben is our loophole, long-term injury. Not sure I want a loop here, might have a money maker. I don't think Henry's going to score enough, he's just young and bad roll. a bit raw, so not really sure there. So that's the team. Hope you guys like it. Few players I don't have, could be worried about. So I don't have Neil, could be a problem, but I don't like picking players with injuries in the preseason, and I'm not worried about not having Dangerfield at all. I hear people say Dangerfield's a lock. No player that's turning 31 with a 4-month groin injury is a lock. That is crazy to me, but people have different opinions on that. That's fine. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. Hope you like the team, and we'll see you guys soon.